Alright guys, this is a game called Shadowgate for the NES, and I haven't been emulating a lot of games lately. I've been doing mostly games that I actually own, but I do own this game on the Gameboy Color, and I figured to show that I've got to emulate it anyways, so if I'm going to emulate it, I might as well just show the NES version. This is the original version that I remember, and a lot of us remember. And this game is published by Mindscape. Came out for, actually, believe it or not, the Mac originally in 1987, and then it was ported to the NES in 1989, so a few years later. This game was fairly popular when it came out, as were a lot of kind of point-and-click adventure games, especially on the computer with the mouse. This one is, your typical point-and-click adventure game. You could kind of compare it to like Myst, or something like that, and basically there's a lot of puzzles in this game. And a lot of the game is just kind of collecting inventory and, figuring out what you've got to use and where you've got to use it. As you can see, all your controls are at the bottom of the screen, and like I said, it plays as if you're just using a mouse. So you're not actually moving your character around, you're just moving a cursor around the screen, and you use all your commands at the bottom of the screen, as well as your move command, which you can either use to click on doors or to click on the little mini-map in the bottom left there. And then of course your inventory is the right, your main view screen is the left, top left, and well, there's a lot of trial and error in this game. You die a lot, and first time going through the game, you're not going to know what to do. You basically got to just click on everything, really, and try using, your inventory items in basically any way you can think of, and you do die a lot, and then it's trial and error. Luckily on this NES version, you basically just start off in the last room you're in, so dying's not really a big deal. You can just keep continuing and continuing. The torches on the top of your inventory, well, they kind of act like a time limit in a way, because when those torches run out, you die. So you have to continuously keep an eye on your torches. The music does change when the torch gets low, so you'll know that you've got to go and light another torch. And you collect torches as you go through the game. As you can see, one of the first inventory items is your torches, and it shows you how many torches you have. And like I said, it kind of acts like a time limit, because you can't waste time. You can't waste torches. You've only got so many torches you can pick up, and you're dead when you're out of torches. You basically can't see, and it's game over. Other than that, I always liked this game. It is rather hard, and I'm more into the LucasArts games and the Sierra games. Like I said, there was a lot of point-and-click games that were popular on the PC. Back in the late '80s to mid-'90s, kind of early '90s. Most of the LucasArts games and the Sierra games are kind of comedic. There's a lot of comedy in them. They're not quite as hard. This one's a little more serious, and it's a little more difficult sometimes to figure out what you're supposed to do. But like I said, you just gotta click on everything and try every possible thing, and yeah, it just takes time. Yeah, like I said, dying's no big deal. you just continue in the last room that you died in, so you know, you don't have to worry about dying, which you're going to do a lot, like I said. There's a save feature, so it did use the battery backup feature of the NES. Yeah, I always like the music in this game. I think it has great music for the NES. And, you know, considering it's a 1989 NES game, I think the graphics are pretty good too. It was kind of a neat game to see, and you know, good music, and you know, I kind of don't mind these point-and-click adventure kind of games. You know, if you don't like these kind of games, obviously, just avoid this one, but, you know, if you liked, you know, games like Myst or Rise of the Dragon, some of those Dynamax games, like Rise of the Dragon, and you know, I guess to an extent, the kind of funny games like the Willy Beamish and the Sierra games and the LucasArts games. You're kind of used to this kind of gameplay. Definitely check it out. It's a cool Nintendo game, and like I said, it was ported to the Game Boy Color. Basically an exact port, all the same graphics and sound and everything. Pretty neat little game on the Game Boy Color.